Boop. All right. Yeah, no, we're going.
Yeah, no,
I didn't know what that
I
was.
feel like sometimes I cut you, like, you want to, like, do, like, talk, and then I go cut you off, and so I was waiting for you to say something this time.
Yeah, that does happen from time to time. I feel it's just my best attempt at, making an intro to this show. But...
and here we are.
Here we are. Here we are, awkwardly stumbling into another episode.
What is this, episode 10?
12.
12?
Episode, yes, sir. Episode 12.
Well, look who's keeping track now.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit, you guys. So.
Yeah, episode 12. Definitely not week 12.
No, definitely not. I can't even go by weeks.
No, that ship sailed. But no, first episode back from our little break. First episode of 2025.
Yeah. Happy New Year's.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Hope everyone's resolutions are still going strong. I know I forget which day is considered Quitter's Day. I think they said
the second.
Makes sense.
You get one good day, like fuck it.
But everybody's getting some goodies today. We're really delivering. With a couple episodes. We're going to start out with our I don't even know what to call it, like our year in review, I guess.
I guess our year recap.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't necessarily want to call it like best of 2024 necessarily, because like who the fuck is to say, but it's all just subjective.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, it's my top 24, I guess, of the movies I watched last year.
Yes.
So, I mean, take that as you will.
As you will, of just what was seen out of his,
if you
40?
think something should have been on there that wasn't, I probably didn't watch it. So.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and I feel like that's how it goes every year. Like, I always feel like best of lists are hard to make. Like, for me, like, people will put them out, like, I see a lot of people do their best of the year lists before the end of the year. Like, in the last, like, few weeks of December, they'll release it. And I've never been that way. Like, I've always, like, because for me, especially
what about
with, like,
you get like a Christmas Day release or something?
Well, you got not only that, you get your Christmas Day releases, but like all of the awards stuff, like, is either going to be coming out there at the end of the year, or like movies that are going to be nominated for Oscars and stuff are usually doing like limited releases at the end of the year, but we'll have like nationwide releases in January. And like, so I feel like January, I usually go pencils down come January. Like, I try to catch up on what I can, and if I don't get to everything, then okay, it is what it is, pencils down, here's my list for the year, sort of thing. But other people, I feel like they cut themselves off so fast. They're just like, and I'm done. Whoa, okay.
Yeah. This was the first year I've made a list of what I enjoyed the most for the year.
It was
it was interesting. I mean, I've been going hard on the old notebook. I know I wasn't using it for like 10 episodes there, so now I'm really turning a new leaf.
2025. The year of the notebook.
Well, it was the Christmas special is what started it. I had to take notes. I had to.
Well, hey, this is a good segue. As you know, I keep my movie log, and I started it in 2020 of every movie I watch over the course of the year. So I now have 5 years worth logged, which, what did I tell you? I think over the course of those 5 years, I'd seen 150 in theaters.
I think so.
It was the rough estimate. It's crazy for some people. I guess that tracks for me.
Low for others.
Yeah, right. It's true. Yeah, some people are at the theaters religiously.
Yeah, once or twice a week.
I try to be. But
money willing.
I will say, I do feel like from 2020 forward is where I did start going to the movie theaters like a lot more. Whether that was because of like the stimulus checks during that time period, a lot of time on my hands, or just making more of a point to go. But so with my movie log for 2024, here's the numbers, here's the stats, but here's how I shaped out. It was like my third highest watched I think.
Not in theaters?
Just in general.
Oh, in general.
In general,
Gotcha,
I watched
gotcha.
290 movies.
So close to that 300 mark. But
I know. I made it to 300 last year, and that's the highest I've ever gotten is 300.
I'm going for the 365
You
this
know,
year.
This might be my 365 year as well. It always eludes me, just so. I'm always so close, but yeah, that 275 to 300 range is like my average movies watched, which I can now say with confidence after 5 years of logging this shit. But yeah, 290 movies. I watched 35 in theaters last year.
Okay.
And I saw 176 brand new ones to me, anyways.
Got you.
And rewatched 114. These are just my nerdy stats, you know.
I
love my nerdy stats. But I also, I never know what to call it, because it's not like, whenever I say it's my favorites of the year, I don't mean that these are my favorites of that year that like came out. But as I keep my movie log, this is for the audience, not for you. As I keep my movie log, you know, I always pick my favorite of the month at the end of each month. I'll just circle what was the standout movie for me. So I always have my favorites by the end of the year that aren't always new releases, but here's what they were for 2024.
Let's hear it, bud.
So
first time hearing it.
In January was a little teeny bopper movie called The Map of Tiny Perfect Things.
Okay.
It was pretty good. Belle had me watch it. It was like a Groundhog's Day type movie.
Yeah,
and,
I think I remember you telling me about that.
I enjoyed it because it like, especially these last few years, I feel like the Groundhog Day formula has been used to death. And so it was nice to see somebody take a fresh perspective on that a little bit.
I feel you.
So that was nice. And then February was another teeny bopper movie that Belle got me to watch called Words on Bathroom Walls.
Okay.
Enjoyed that. I ended up buying a copy.
I think I remember you telling me about that as well.
It was good. The guy, I forget what was wrong with him. I forget if he was like schizophrenic or...
I think so.
Or what the deal was, yeah. And it was good. Made me cry, for sure. As somebody who deals with some mental health disorders, you know, it definitely like touched me. I was like, damn, this is a good movie. But March, I mean, the movie to beat this year was Dune Part 2. We went and caught that in the IMAX in March, and it was a good one. April one. Now I'm really glad I made you get it, because it was my favorite movie of April. Beau is Afraid.
Okay, yeah, I just got it from the library.
So I'm looking forward to talking more about that after you've seen it.
So next week.
Yeah. Stay tuned, folks. For May, it was actually a short film. Took the top spot. Should have been selfish. Should have given it to myself for The Exorcism of Jason Shep, but I didn't. There was another short that played at the Chicago Horror Film Festival that we didn't see it at the festival.
Oh, but you watched it.
But I watched it on the digital festival afterwards.
Should have.
We should have seen more while we were there. But
I should have watched more of the digital.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, because I didn't watch a single one.
Oh, I watched a shit ton on the digital, yeah.
That was my
a big chunk of my May movie watching was just watching the shit out of these movies from the festival. But there was one short film in particular called You're on Your Own, Kid, that was just phenomenal. It was so good. It spooked me out, and it even made me a little emotional there at the end. A nice little twist I didn't see coming.
Oh, nice.
And I even, the guy who made it just posted like a clip of it on his YouTube recently, and I commented, and I'm like, hey, phenomenal. Phenomenal work. And I guess I don't know if he actually made it to the festival, if he was there or not, but still, it's a good one. And then June, you know, how else was it going to be any other movie but South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut? Is the month we went and saw it in theaters, and then I watched it 50 more times on TV.
I was about to say, it's probably your most watched movie of 2024.
That is a fact.
That's a stat you
yes.
keep track of.
It's not one I keep track of.
Well, I know that one for a fact was because you even mentioned how you would watch it
just over and over again.
Sometimes back to back.
Sometimes back to back. Yeah, we just talked about it, I think, a couple weeks ago. But fuck, what was I even gonna say? I say I don't keep track of these, but now that I'm thinking about it, I do feel like I've sort of kept track of that over the years. None of them have come close to how I watched the South Park movie this year. But like usually the movie I see about 3 or 4 times in a year is the one that takes the spot for the most watched movie of that year. So I do know some of them off the top of my head. Like I know 2020 was Birds of Prey, like the DC movie.
Yeah.
I think the next year was the Suicide Squad. Everything Everywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you saw that in theaters. Like what, like
4 times. Most watched movie in theaters.
And I think that is tied with. For me, with Dune Part 1. I think I saw it in theaters 4 times.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good one to see in theaters. We'll talk a little bit more about that on the next episode. Because I watched them. But July, I had Deadpool and Wolverine for my top spot.
Okay, yeah, I probably agree.
August, my favorite was Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls. Which is one that like I saw it right before we started doing this podcast, so we've never actually had like the opportunity to talk about
it. True, because we've both seen it.
Yes,
I eventually did watch it with you. I don't know if I watched it that same month.
I think I might have watched it the next month with you because I saw it the first time. Then I bought a copy off their website, and Shep hasn't given it back since. But
Shep, if you're listening, give it back.
Right. Dim Arby's boys is going to come after you. Dim Arby's boys, wheels up. Love a good Onyx. September was The Bike Riders,
which I did not see.
Which is disappointing because I do feel like you'll enjoy it. October was I Saw the TV Glow.
Okay, did see that one. And we did talk about it.
That we did. November was The Substance, was my favorite one. December, as much as I wanted to give it to Nosferatu, because
but you're not
going looked forward to it. I mean, literally, that was the other thing, is I ended the year seeing Nosferatu. We both did. Like, literally, my most anticipated movie of 2024 was Nosferatu, and I saw it the last possible moment I could have in 2024.
Yeah, we literally went into 2025.
Yeah, we left the theater in 2025.
We left a year later.
We sure did. But I enjoyed it, but we also both learned a valuable lesson, which is we can't handle movies past 9 o'clock at night anymore. In the theater setting.
Yeah.
We just fucking a couple of tired sons of bitches.
Most of the movies I watch is like around midnight. So.
At the theater, I had to nudge you away twice. The movie started at it was past 10.
Yeah, I jumped once.
Yeah. Whoa, fucking.
Oh, what?
Usually I'll let you snooze until you start snoring, and then I gotta, it's for the people around.
It's for the people. You shouldn't let me fall asleep anyways.
No, I shouldn't. But, as much as I wanted it to be Nosferatu, and I did enjoy it, I had to give it to Challengers for December. I really just... I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed that one. But, those were my picks for month to month. It was so
nice you had to watch it twice.
It was, too, and I was happy I did. I bought a copy after that first viewing. It was enjoyable. But, that's my 2024 just... picks and watch movies.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. Let's get into our best of, or our favorites of the actual 2024 year.
Okay. Are we doing the 24 of 24 or
we can. So the way I've got mine is I've got my top 10.
These I also marked my top 10.
So I got my top 10, and then everything else is just honorable mentions pretty much at that point. But I do have 24 picked out, as does Philip.
Yes.
So
yes.
How do you want to do this? How should we go about it?
I'd say we could just go through the 24 and then do 10.
Okay.
Or I guess what we could do is we can each go through our top 10 and then just
do the rest.
Name off the rest.
I feel you.
That'd probably be simpler.
Well, let's do it. What do you got?
For my top 10?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I have Caddo Lake.
Oh, okay. You know what? That came up on a lot of people's top tens at the end of the
Yeah,
year.
I would recommend.
People enjoyed it. You keep recommending it, and I keep not watching.
It's gonna. I'll have to do like a double feature of that and Saving Private Ryan because you may not watch it if I recommended it too much. Smile 2, I have on there. Nosferatu in my top 10. Wild Robot.
Yes, yes.
Furiosa.
Okay.
I have Substance. Drive Away Dolls.
Oh, I didn't even know you saw that one.
Oh, I sure did.
Oh.
And then Dune 2. And then One Love. And then to cap it off, I have Deadpool and Wolverine.
Beautiful. Beautiful. We got a little bit of crossover. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Mine is Dune Part 2.
Okay. And that was in no particular order.
Right, yes. To clarify, that's the one thing I feel like most years I can't rank them.
I wouldn't want to.
No, it's just
They're so different movies. Like, how
Right.
are you going to compare?
Unless like a movie truly like, like a year like Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like that was clearly my favorite movie of the year.
If I had to give it a number one, I'd say Dune 2. Dune Part 2, I think, was my favorite movie of all year.
I'm going to be real with you. Again, I feel like we're going to get into this next episode, but I feel like my opinion on Dune Part 2 changed upon second viewing.
Oh, really?
It did, yeah. A little bit.
Well, I've only seen it the one time, so my opinion is still based on when I saw it.
Right. Which is understandable. Because here's the thing. If I had seen it a second time in IMAX, I'd still have the same feeling.
And do you think that, well, I guess we can get more into it on the next episode.
We'll keep them one more. So yeah, Dune Part 2, The Substance, Challengers, Amelia Perez, I Saw the TV Glow, Hundreds of Beavers, because I told you when I saw that shit, it might just make my top 10 of the year.
You did say that.
And here it is in my top 10. The Bike Riders, Nosferatu, Smile 2, and The Wild Robot. That's my top 10.
I guess I forgot to add Challengers in on my letterbox because it didn't come up as a movie I watched. So I'm going to make a quick alteration to my top 24. Maybe it should have been top 10, but we're past it now. So
I really enjoyed that one. In fact, like if I was hard pressed to make a top 3, it might be the first 3 I named. It might be Dune 2, Substance, and Challengers. Might have been my top 3 movies of the year. I just really had a good time with those. Quite the mix this year too. I feel like in my top 10.
Almost if I had to do like a top 3, I would think I'd go Dune 2, Caddo Lake, and then probably.
God damn, love the shit out of
Caddo Lake. I really do. And I'd probably go. I want to say Wild Robot as my third pick because I really had a good time watching that movie from like start to finish. So,
it's a thoroughly enjoyable movie.
So I think it deserves third spot.
Hell yeah! I'm excited for you to see The Bike Riders.
Yeah, I'll watch Bike Riders when you watch Caddo Lake.
Okay, sounds good. Dealio. I was actually surprised to see Hundreds of Beavers, I think, did show up on some people's top 10 lists. But there's this one guy on YouTube that it ended up being his favorite movie of the year, and I was not expecting that when I was watching his video. And I was like, well, good. I'm glad it's out here getting the love. But yeah, that's the top 10. Had to lock in a few of those over the last few days. I definitely feel like when I was making the list, there were 7 surefire locks that I'm like, yes, these movies rocked my socks in 2024. And I probably could have just stopped at a top 7 and called it a day, but no, we did more for you, the people.
The people.
The people.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, people.
Fans of the show.
Fans. But yeah, going on into my honorable mentions. And who knows, based off of if I had rewatched some or got around to some that I never got around to, the list could have been vastly different. But Conclave, I really enjoyed that one. I even almost considered putting it in the top 10 because I mean
Didn't
it
make
is
the cut,
it is damn good. It is a damn good movie, and I'm sure it'll take home some Oscar, whatever that ends up being. The Beekeeper, I told you, is going to make my 24 because it was just a fun movie. It was just fun, and I guess they're doing it again. They had some. It was so nice that they were going to do it twice. What's crazy to me is I could have swore they were going to make a Beekeeper too. So why The Working Man is coming out, I don't know. But
maybe they can't get Beekeeper 2 greenlit, so they're like, well, we're just going to change the title then.
Well, now you're a working man. Late Night with the Devil was on my list. Again, another one that I contemplated putting on my top 10. But I feel like I would need to rewatch it because I saw it in theaters when it came out. And like I enjoyed it for like the aspect of like what it was, like the whole gimmick of like you're watching like this episode of late night TV from the 70s or whatever, and like the little girl's possessed or some shit, and like it's cool. It was a cool experience like in theaters,
right?
But like how it holds up as a movie past that, I don't know. I'd have to give it a rewatch. Love Lies Bleeding, another one that I really tossed around putting on my top 10. It's just such a interesting film. It stuck with me. I mean, I saw it in theaters in March, and I still have thought about it since then. So.
We will talk about it next episode.
Yes, we will.
I watched it. It's on the list. So,
Furiosa.
Good movie.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
Thelma, which is a sweet little movie. Inside Out 2. In a Violent Nature made my list. That was like that POV of like the serial killer slasher thing. Abigail, the vampire,
the
chick.
daughter of Dracula, whatever.
Long Legs, Deadpool and Wolverine, and then I couldn't find or just flat out refused to pick two more movies. So to round out my 24, I'm going with two TV shows that I thought were a couple of the best shows of the year, which is The Penguin and X-Men '97.
Okay.
They're excellent.
So then, for my other movies, I'm just going to repeat some of the ones that you said because I didn't mark them off as you were reading them. I went with End of Obesity, the little South Park made for TV movie. Bad Boys for Life. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Godzilla and Kong.
The New Empire.
The New Empire, in case
not the old one.
And you thought it was the old one. Also did Love Lies Bleeding. Did The Fall Guy.
Okay.
Werewolves.
I thought about it, but my thing with Werewolves, my hang-up was, I was like, I had a phenomenal time seeing that movie, but was it a good movie?
If you had a phenomenal time, then I feel like it served its purpose.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I looked at it.
I feel you. That's fair.
If I enjoyed it, then it was a good movie in my eyes.
It did its job.
But it didn't make the cut. The TV show got put over it. So it is what it is.
Flat out refused.
I also have Watchers.
Yeah.
On there. Terrifier 3. I saw the TV Glow. Maxine.
Oh.
Juror number 2. I initially did the Instigators, but I crossed it out and put Challengers. And then because I only watched like 41 2024 movies, I went with Subservience as my 24 pick. Yep.
Just for Megan Fox.
Just for Megan Fox. She did a good job in the movie. I will say that. She was a good AI. She was a bad AI, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she did a good job playing an AI. So.
Yeah, I feel you.
And that was my 24 picks.
Beautiful. What were your 24 picks?
Yeah.
We'd love to hear.
If we didn't list off any of the movies, if you have any recommendations on what we might have missed.
If we are watching everything, so tell us where to start. I have to start at Caddo Lake, so
I have to watch Bike Riders tonight. So I'm excited for that. A little Tom Hardy, a little Austin Butler. So
there's
other people.
Norman Reedus.
Okay, yeah. He does like motorcycles.
Jodie Comer in that movie is fantastic. I love her. She plays the Austin Butler's wife in this movie.
Okay.
And she's kind of like the narrator of it. She does a great job. I think she's fantastic. I know I briefly told you the thing about like having that last second thought of like giving out our own awards. I didn't think that too far deep into it because the only two I had was like, if it was any medium at all, I had said best actor was Colin Farrell for The Penguin. But best supporting actor for me might go to Pedro Pascal for The Wild Robot because I just think his performance, even his voice performance, was just fantastic. As Fink was his name, the fox.
Fink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure was.
And that's it. Nobody else gets awards. Just Pedro Pascal and Colin Farrell. Congratulations.
No actresses, nothing. Just...
Nothing. No directors. No writers.
No cinematography. It's just...
If you're not Colin or Pedro, get the fuck out of here.
Damn.
No, there were other good ones. I mean, fucking old Krista Milioti killed it.
Yeah.
In The Penguin this year. Sad to see her lose at the Golden Globes.
To
old Jodie Foster. It's funny because
True Detective Night Country of all shows.
It's funny because I was watching this dude recap the Golden Globes the next day, and he's like, everybody's bitching like, oh, Kristen Milioti should have won over Jodie Foster, but like the thing is, it's like, did you see True Detective Night Country though? And it's funny because like the majority of the people who were saying this hadn't seen it, and they were just like, no, she deserves to win. So as soon as I bring it up to you and you're like, no, I saw it and fuck that. I was just like, that's all I needed to hear. That's all I need to know that she deserved that.
I'll have to say that Jodie Foster did a bad job, but it just wasn't a good show. And I feel like that takes, you can still have a good performance in a bad piece of work, but I feel like it does take away from the performance itself a little bit.
For sure.
Or maybe I just didn't care for her character in general. You know, she was just a crabby old lady. So no disrespect, Jodie Foster. But,
right. I feel you. I never got around to it. I'm pretty behind on True Detective myself.
Yeah, how far behind are you?
All the way. I've seen season 1, and then whatever we watched of season 2 before I quit watching. Like the first 2 episodes. Yes, yeah. So very is the answer.
Yeah, and being a Colin Farrell fan, do you think you would have finished it?
Honestly, that's what made me want to go back and rewatch at least the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, you know. The first season, I guess this is like a sidebar, but like the first season of True Detective is, I'd say, probably one of the best seasons of television I've ever watched in my life.
Hands down. Yeah.
Because I rewatched it last year. Like, I went through all of them and watched it, and then eventually got to Night Country.
Yeah. I remember.
I binged the first 3. I enjoyed the second one more. Oh my. I enjoyed the second one more. The second time watching it, I didn't really know how I felt about it the first time. I was like, I dig it. I enjoyed the third one a little bit more. I think some of like my gripes that I had, I just kind of must have missed some things or whatever, but
it happens.
Still wasn't the strongest season.
I know one show of 2024 that I never got around to watching that I still would love to watch at some point is Shogun. I mean, I've heard nothing but great things about that show.
I see it on Hulu.
All the time, man.
Advertising right there on the homepage.
I was so stoked for it. Yeah. And by the time it came out, like our Hulu subscription was getting ready to expire and we weren't going to have it. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to start this show just so that I have to stop like 2 episodes in. But then we renewed it, and I never watched it anyway, so that's on me.
Yeah, and I'm definitely intrigued with Shogun just because, like, Silence is up there, probably like top 5 films, just in general. So like to take like that kind of concept, but then like do it from the other side, was definitely something that piqued my interest.
Yeah,
for the show.
Well, especially in a year of such solid TV shows, for it to just be like lauded as this just like the best show of the year. I'm like, I gotta fucking finish watching this thing, man. I gotta.
Yeah. Because I saw like bits and pieces, but like I never actually sat down to like start the show and watch it. So maybe 2025. I have problems with my Hulu. If anyone else is having a problem where like
Hulu IT, if you're listening.
So like what's happening is like is like it'll go to like the commercial breaks and like it'll freeze on the ads and then like so I'll back out, restart it, it'll freeze again, I'll back out and it says sorry, we're having problems playing this piece of film.
He said me too.
It's like weird. And so I don't know if they're just trying to like strong arm me into paying for no ads, and maybe that'll fix my problem or what. But I'm not happy.
Maybe we don't have ads, so that might be why.
Do you know? And that's probably why you don't have problems. So as much as I just don't know.
Well, I'm still living like a peasant with a PS4, and they're just like slowly making apps not work on that anymore. So,
which is wild.
You win some, you lose some, I guess. Yeah, man. I don't think you got anything else to add on this year in movies.
I don't know. I will say that I guess overall that was probably one of my lighter years of watching movies. I feel like, especially going to the theaters,
for sure.
Like with suffered a leg break earlier in the year, and so that's definitely hindered my movie going experience. There's a lot of times I couldn't go or couldn't afford to go because I wasn't working. So I'm hoping in this year, I guess moving forward, I would definitely like to try to start going more often.
Yeah.
To the theaters.
I saw in my little log that I other than like 2 months where we were kind of busy with other stuff, like I went at least once every month. Is,
I'm trying to be my kind of somewhat of a goal I have is I would like to try to start going every Tuesday and just going, seeing something.
Yeah.
Because it's $5 and it's just nice to catch movies in theaters.
It really is.
There's a lot of times where I'll watch movies like at home and I'll just think to myself, damn, I really wish I would have just went and saw that in theaters.
Oh man,
like The Substance.
I was gonna say nothing. I'm kicking myself
over
more this last year.
Hopefully it gets like
nice little Oscar push.
I will go see it.
I will too. I would not hesitate.
You would have to. I'll call off of work if I have to. I will go see this.
You'd have to hold me back.
You better be sold out. Put me in this.
I'll stand. It's fine.
I'll just like be in the hallway, just peeking through.
We gotta pump it up.
Yes.
I'm coming, Sue.
Sue. I got you.
No, I'm not even gonna lie. I hope, because Demi Moore actually ended up winning the Golden Globe for The Substance. That's what I fucking said. I was like, good. And I hope that she can carry that momentum to the Oscars, because there's a lot of people like, oh, well, the Academy might shy away from this movie. I'm like, well, they fucking shouldn't, because she's phenomenal in it. So she deserves that award.
Yeah.
I would be over the moon if Demi Moore won the Oscar for The Substance this year. That would be great. We're still a little ways out from the nominations,
which I am looking forward to.
Which we're gonna have to keep looking forward to, because I know because of the fires in California, they've pushed back the nominations, which makes sense. There's more pressing matters than watching movies and all that shit right now.
You know.
But no, I'm looking forward to seeing what the list is looking like this year.
Same. Sucks that I have to keep waiting.
Yeah.
But
well, it's like later
sucks
this
that
week,
they have to that Chicago.
Damn,
California.
sucks that we have to wait for Oscar nominations.
Sucks that California is burning to the ground.
Wish people would quit losing their homes and lives and shit. Fuck.
Priorities.
Priorities. Yeah. Sheesh. But
hotel rooms have TVs, so it's just like.
Nah. but definitely, I know another movie watching goal of ours this year is to watch a movie every day.
Yes.
Or at least to hit that 365. I mean, I've already broken the streak after day 8. I think.
Yeah, well, I feel like if you average out, then
For sure. I mean, that's going to
whatever.
happen. I feel like that always happens at some point during the year where I hit like a bit of a lull and then I just catch up at a different point where I'll just like binge on movies here and there. But it's been nice so far just watching the one a day. It's digestible. You're not watching too much.
Yeah.
Because that's been my thing, like, over the last few years of, like, trying to watch a lot of movies. Like, a couple of years ago when we were going to watch 1,000 movies.
Which is just overly ambitious.
With a strong start.
With a strong start.
Watch, like, 60 some odd movies that month. But there's a downside to that, which is they mean nothing after a while. Like,
yeah, you just become so, like...
It feels like a chore. It feels like
your
work.
brain becomes mush at a certain point where it's like it's hard to just keep.
Realistically, I wouldn't
digesting.
want to watch everything. You know, like it's just I like being limited sometimes and having like the experience that I get. That a movie goal of mine this year is to step away from like the online film communities a little bit.
Which I'm not a part of.
No, this is a personal goal.
That's a goal I already accomplished.
But yeah, it was one of those things that started out fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was like, just as somebody who likes to talk about movies and hear other people's thoughts on movies, that's usually what I'm going for, or to just get my movie news.
Yeah.
Which like I'll still partake in like hearing some movie news and stuff, but like I'm just at a point now where I'm like, everybody's ruining it for me. Like everybody's taking the fun out of it. And I'm like, I also want to get back to this time where like, I don't know much about what I'm going to see.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to go see things. I'm just going to watch things because I want to. You know?
Yeah. Because even like a thing that I do that, you know, the listeners might not know, is I try to not even watch trailers.
Yeah.
To movies. I try to go into a movie as completely blind as I possibly can.
Yeah. It would be nice to just start going to the theaters every week and just being like, what's playing? All right, let's go see that.
Yeah.
You know, and not know much about it.
I mean, I'll take like, if someone like recommends a movie, I'm like, okay.
Right.
Now,
or obviously, if it's like a big movie that like it's kind of
Yeah.
hard to not know what the fuck it is.
It'll be on my radar, but like, even like, for example, like, I have a friend that keeps asking me if I watched the Superman trailer. And I keep telling him no. I was like, no, I haven't watched it. I'm not going to watch it. I don't want to watch the trailer.
Right.
And it's just like, cause like, I don't know, like, cause like my thing is like, I don't mind a movie trailer, but like one of my biggest pet peeves is like when a movie trailer is too long and it just pretty much shows you the whole movie and then it takes the fun out of it. Like when you start showing me like the end clips of the movie and I was like, I saw the start and the finish of this thing. What do I need to go for? I just had the whole thing summarized in the 5-minute trailer. So
yeah,
that's why I try to avoid them.
I feel you. Honestly, the other side of that too is like, you know, I'll watch movie trailers like online, but it's taken some of the excitement out of like going to the theater and seeing the trailer for the first time, like, you know.
That, and then sometimes too, on the flip side of showing too much, sometimes it's like, I think trailers are really good at is building like fake suspense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll get you, it'll make a movie seem, well, I guess fake hype, where it makes it seem like it's going to be so much more different because you have like the wahs and like all or like the little songs that they incorporate into it and stuff like that, where it's like, oh shit, I can't wait to see this, and then you go and see it and you're like,
geez, you have anything specific in mind you're thinking about right now?
With that, I would say yes.
Civil War, maybe?
No, well, Civil War, but that wasn't the one. I was gonna say like the. Sometimes like the Godzilla trailers will do that, where it's like the scratching on the pad, like the and then it's like all these like intense.
It ain't all that serious. Actually, it's more serious.
Yeah,
it ain't all that.
Yeah,
action packed.
Yeah, so then it's like, oh shit, man, and then I mean, granted, I'm a big Godzilla fan.
I'm gonna see the Godzilla.
I'm gonna watch it anyways.
Bad example, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, but I felt like the movie, like, even the movie itself, I know it made it on my top 24 list, but even as like a movie as a whole, I wasn't. I mean, I liked it.
Not gonna lie, you and I were thinking. I was thinking you were talking about a totally different Godzilla movie.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you and I were talking about two different Godzilla movies. I
Yeah.
was talking -1 while you were talking the new Empire.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
was
bad.
definitely talking Godzilla and Kong
Yeah.
because Godzilla -1 was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, gee, you're talking a lot of shit.
No, I love
yeah.
-1,
I got you.
but
Yeah. So that's some of our movie watching goals this year.
yeah, a little bit of a recap.
Yeah, trying to knock out some classics this year. It's about that time. I feel like every so often, every like I don't know, 5 years maybe, I like to just like delve into stuff I haven't gotten to.
Yeah.
And it's about time to start chipping away at this list of shame.
Oh, I guess not only is my goal to watch 365 movies, but more specifically, my goal is to watch 365 movies I haven't seen yet.
Yes.
So it will all be all new experiences. So if I do rewatch something, then I still will watch something I haven't to balance it out.
I feel you.
But yeah, I think that's,
I think that about does it. I
that's
feel like we
about
milked
it.
this episode for about as much as we could.
that cow is dry. So
Do what?
I said that cow is dry.
Yeah. Well, it's like one of those things where our top movies we've either talked about already or we're going to talk about here in the next episode. So,
Yeah.
yeah. If you want to hear about it that bad, go find it. But happy 2025. We'd love to hear what movies are you looking forward to this year. I guess that's the other thing, the most anticipated. But honestly, looking over it, like I don't know, that's a harder list to make. I feel like than the best, because you never know because shit changes over the year, and I feel like a lot of the movies that I'm most excited for, I don't even know about yet. You know?
Yeah, same, because I don't even ever really look.
You don't watch trailers.
I don't watch trailers, so I don't really see what's going to be coming out.
I will say, I mean, the big
until it's time.
The big one that's like coming out literally the same day as this episode is Wolfman,
which I am looking for.
Pretty hyped for Wolfman. Pretty hyped for Fantastic Four. Pretty hyped for Superman. Pretty hyped for the new Avatar movie.
I'll be curious.
The new Final Destination comes out this year.
Damon
Pretty stoked about that. The Until Dawn movie comes out this year. Like the video game.
It just took me a second.
So I'm curious to see how that translates.
Yeah, they're gonna get Hayden Panettiere or whatever.
I guess not. They said it's going to be like a whole new cast of characters. So just like sounds like it's not Until Dawn. So I don't really. So now you're making me a little less excited about this movie. But
let me know when they make the Quarry.
Right? Yeah. Well, you practically watched that already. So.
Well, yeah, because I did not.
Because
play
you did
it.
watch it.
I did not play it.
Yeah. I mean, 2025 is shaping up to be a big blockbuster year, I feel like. So
isn't the Thunderbolts coming out?
Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty hyped for that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you didn't even mention it, so.
Well, yeah. just general ones. I'm sorry. Don't have a fucking list here. But yeah. Anyways, that'll do it. We'll catch you on the next one.
Yup. See you guys.
Peace.